It is the end of the Resurrection F adaptation arc in Dragon Ball Super, and damn, it was pretty fucking good. Chikyu Bakuhatsu, Kechaku no Kamehameha. Episode 27 of Dragon Ball Super translates to The Earth Explodes, a Climatic Kamehameha. This episode, the Resurrection F arc has been pretty much ass water ever since the Goku Frieza fight started. But man, they really made up for it here. Lots of stuff to talk about, guys. I want to get your thoughts down below. Let me know what you thought about this last episode. But I'm going to tell you my thoughts right now. So, very happy that the arc is over and they actually ended it with a bang. Okay, animation. Before we go any further, the animation in this episode was good. And of course, like I've said before, you can't compare it to the movie, much bigger budget, but they did the best they could with what they had, and I was very happy. There are some weird things here, like Frieza's knee was abnormally large. His facials were a little bit weird in some of the keyframes, but other than that, it was fine. So, the episode begins with Frieza torturing Goku. Vegeta steps in, which is a recap of last week. They kind of redid it for the preview. Orders Krillin to give Kakaroto a Senzu. Frieza tries to stop it. Vegeta deflects it and deflects the blast and kills Sorbet. Just like in the movie, but in this version, it was a little bit different because the blast kind of shot through Sorbet's chest. And like you saw like a hole in his chest and he died that way. So Goku thanks Vegeta. Frieza does not tempt Vegeta in this version. Of course, if you saw the movie, you remember that in the movie, Frieza told Vegeta, oh, you want to kill this guy off? I know you hate him. And then Vegeta was like, no, I need him to live because, he motivates me or whatever. That whole thing was cut, and I'm really happy they cut that because I did not like that in Resurrection F. It didn't make sense to me that Frieza would try to seduce or to recruit Vegeta, considering that not only did he blow up his planet, and Vegeta's not going to forget that, but he also killed him on Namek. So why would the guy freaking team up with him? Like, obviously they were trained together. Figure it out, Frieza. I'm glad they fixed that. So, Vegeta goes Super Saiyan, got Super Saiyan. Good music, great transformation, a little bit more epic. It didn't look as good as far as like the smoothness of the movie goes, but the transformation was longer and a little bit more epic. Vegeta refers to himself. He basically says, now in the movie, the dub, he's like, I'm also a legendary Super Saiyan, but I'm also a god. In the Japanese version, he refers to himself as the legendary Super Saiyan. Well, in this version, he says, I have surpassed legendary Super Saiyan, which makes the most sense to me. Like, that actually makes sense. I've surpassed the legendary Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan, which he really did a long time ago, but now it's like a god power. They redid the movie shot with Frieza blasting Vegeta. Vegeta deflected all of Frieza's shots. Animation was a little bit choppy. And it was good. It was, not too bad. Now, what's interesting here, Vegeta fans, is that we finally have made a huge discovery about SS God SS, okay? Goku notes in this episode, he says, unlike me, Vegeta became a god through his own power rather than by borrowing power from others. So now we know there are two ways of achieving God Ki. So training with Whis and with the ritual. So at least they actually explained it and actually told us, okay, if you train with somebody who's as tactical and as smart as Whis, you can achieve God power. Really liked it. Really liked it. Finally, we don't have to figure it out. We now know, okay, we didn't see it, but we know that that's how Vegeta got the power. Anyways, I really loved this version of Vegeta kicking Frieza's ass. They didn't do the Matrix spot where he does that kick and he keeps his leg up like in the movie, but Vegeta fans if you're a Vegeta fan, you're going to have, and you haven't seen this yet, you're going to have a great time with this episode. Vegeta unloaded on this fucking guy Frieza like there's no tomorrow, including a shot where you could hear him cracking Frieza's ribs. Vegeta goes for a knee, Frieza goes for a knee, Vegeta blocks it, flips him over, starts unloading with palm strikes. My buddy Super JAYAIN is probably enjoying the hell out of this one. Unloading ruthlessly, tosses Frieza up in the air, boom, 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 boom. Just Frieza took a pounding in this episode, much more satisfying for Vegeta fans. So, of course, same thing happens where Frieza if you saw the movie, you know where I'm going with this. Frieza destroys the Earth. And right before he destroys the Earth, Whis creates the barrier. Now, what they did better in this version, they really did a good job with this episode, guys. Guys, they did a great job with it. They actually showed, like, the other characters that weren't in the fight, they showed them, like, right before the explosion happened. It was almost like that shot from Force Awakens when you see, like, when they blew up the planet with the Starkiller base. Spoiler if you haven't seen the movie, sorry. And you see, like, the people right before they die. Like, they showed 18. They showed Krillin's daughter. They showed Videl with baby Pan. They showed Dr. Briefs and his wife. They showed Mr. Satan sleeping with Boo. So Boo is asleep. Like Tenshin Han said in the Resurrection F manga, Majin Buu was sleeping during the whole thing. They actually showed them right before the Earth exploded, and they played this really haunting, like, sad music, and they showed Goten and Trunks up on the lookout with Piccolo's body as the planet exploded. Significantly better in this version, the explosion of Earth. They did it so well, because it really, like, felt like fuck. Like, I wish they had done this in the movie, where you're like, holy shit, these people are just died, and they showed, like, baby Pan being held by Videl and the Earth exploding. Crazy. Like, I gotta give them credit. They made up. This did not save the arc. The arc is not saved. But this episode was better than the movie, in my opinion. So what happens is Whis creates the barrier, like we thought. They have the same conversations in the movie about Whis reveals now that he can turn back time, and they actually moved. They did some interesting directorial decisions here. They moved the sneezing scene from the movie, and if you remember the movie, the sneezing scene where Beerus sneezes and blows up the planet, that was earlier in the story. We hadn't seen that. They actually moved it here as a flashback, so they revealed Whis' time travel ability now and not then. I like that. Whis reverses time. Not time travel, time reversal, you know. Whis goes ahead and reverses time. It looked kind of weird. It was like a weird, like, 3D thing when they did it. It didn't look right. We go back to Earth, and this time Goku's with the rest of the Z Fighters. We're back, you know, right before Vegeta, you know, is about to finish off Frieza, and Frieza cuts him off. Goku is powering up. We see him transform into SSGSS, flies towards Frieza. Looked a bit better in the movie, but this is not bad. Finishes off Frieza with the Climatic Kamehameha, and Frieza is dead. A few extra touches here in the post-battle. It really felt like the end of an arc. They did a good job. Jocko's exploring Frieza's ship, which did not get destroyed. They show Gohan coming home to his family, hugging them. Loved it. Then we cut to, like, Goku with Goten, Trunks, and Piccolo. So they resurrected Piccolo back to life with the Namekian balls off screen. We saw it off screen. I'm not too happy with that. Again, that's part of the fact that this arc is being rushed. I'm not happy with it happening off screen because I don't know. I wish they would have done it on screen, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So Piccolo is back to life, and then of course they have a big party at the end. And if you know Dragon Ball, you know that they always have, like, a big party at the end when, you know, not always, but they've done it a few times, you know, at the end of an arc. So what they did is they kind of moved the ending of Battle of Gods, like the party stuff with Beerus, here. Not like the scenes, but more so the fact that Beerus and Whis are now kind of friends of Goku and Vegeta because they were at the party. So Beerus is celebrating and partying with the Z Fighters. He wants some hibachi. He's getting annoyed at, you know, the fact that he doesn't have hibachi. I really like that touch. They show, like, a really touching Gohan Piccolo moment. And then Vegeta and Goku have their moment, and they talk about, like, in the movie, oh, well, you know, Goku's like, do you think Whis was right? If we teamed up, we could take on Beerus or maybe be stronger. And Vegeta's like, we're never gonna do that. And then but Goku's like, I agree. And they did the whole thing over again. Then, of course, to close out the arc, we're back in hell. Frieza's back in his cocoon. Ryu's saying that cow screams no. I thought his no was better in this version. That's it. That is the end of the Resurrection F arc. If you ask me, the arc was not as good as the movie in any way at all, but this last episode was really, really good, and this last episode was better than the movie version, in my opinion. The movie may have been better animated, but this was better. Next week, we begin the Universe 6 arc. I don't know if you guys know this, but Toei is creating a brand new promotional campaign for this. There are billboards in Japan and stickers in Japan of Goku and Heat from the Universe 6 manga. They are rebranding it now. They're pushing this forward. I'm hoping for better animation. I'm hoping for this to get better. It's almost like right now, guys, with next week's episode 28, Dragon Ball Super, it's going to be like a reboot, or like we're starting over again. It's almost like they're going from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z. It kind of feels that way. Like it's like Dragon Ball Super and now Dragon Ball Super like phase 2, or or phase 3, the third arc. Lots of Champa in the next episode preview. Lots of Vados. Goku and Vegeta training. The interaction between Champa and Beerus looks hilarious. They're like fighting on top of a table, probably over food. And the episode ends with Whis the preview ends with Whis explaining Universe 6 and 7 like he did in the manga. I am so fucking excited. I'm so happy we're done with this arc. I'm going to miss Ryusuke Nakao. I hope he comes back to voice Frost. Just same thing with the dub. I hope that Chris Ayres doesn't just do Frieza. I hope he also does Frost. But we'll find out when that dub gets done. Nonetheless, really good fucking episode. They made up for the past 3 weeks. Okay, maybe they didn't make up for it, but much better in the last 3 weeks. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you think that this was better than the last 3 weeks of Super? I think it was. They really capped it off great. Very excited for next week where Super begins anew with the Universe 6 / Champa arc. Thank you for watching my review. Let me know what you thought about the episode below, and I'll catch all of you down the road.